This is your no bullshit guide to a happier life. Quick, but not necessarily easy tips to help you to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of your business and your life. My name is Helen Calvert. I'm a coach, a business owner and a parent, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I do swear occasionally, as the title suggests, so pop in your headphones if I'm not safe for little ears. Ready to go? Let's do this. This episode is sponsored by Michelle Hodson Design. Michelle helps gift sellers and makers tell their stories and reach more dream customers through brand clarity and beautiful functional packaging. Unique logo designs, visual identities, and branded packaging all start with an in-depth approach to finding your brand's soul, understanding your true story, and connecting with your dream clients. Michelle has worked on creative projects with clients in a variety of industries, including gifting, retail, tourism, well-being, and gaming, and has also had the opportunity to collaborate with some well-known brands, including Disney, Costco, and the National Gallery. Based in the Midlands and serving clients across the UK, Michelle combines functional design with an artistic style to create something uniquely yours. So whether you're looking for a logo and branding, packaging and label design, or art and illustration, Michelle will bring your vision to life. Find out more at michellehodson.design or head to the show notes for this episode. Michelle Hodson Design, visualizing your passion. Hello and welcome to this episode, which is all about there is more to life than the list. We have been talking about productivity and getting shit done all season. Season 4 of this podcast has been all about getting done the stuff we want to get done, why we're doing it, how to do it, all kinds of tips and tricks, ways to think about how our brains work, all that good stuff. And being organised can really help us in life and in business. Getting things done, knowing how to break down projects, knowing how to work through tasks, knowing how to forgive ourselves for not doing it the way everybody else seems to, all of that stuff can be really, really helpful, especially because we have so much to manage these days. We are managing more things and more information than human beings have ever done before, and it is incredibly hard. Anyone who makes it look easy has some kind of miraculous process going on behind the scenes because it's not easy for any of us. It's harder for some of us, but the key is finding ways that work and also making sure that we're not doing anything we don't really need to or want to do. I know this has been the season that you all wanted. Everybody wants to know how to get more shit done because there's so much shit to do. Everybody's struggling with overwhelm and how to get to where they want to be. So I hope it has been really, really helpful. There's always a slight gap. If you are a coach or a therapist or anyone working in the well-being sector, there's a slight gap between what people want and what you imagine they need. I say imagine because, of course, none of us know what you need. You know what you need. However, I would strongly urge you, if you haven't already, to listen to season 3 of this podcast. Because if this has been the season that people have wanted, I am firmly of the belief that season 3 is the season that people need. Because it's about the real stuff. It's about our relationship with ourselves, which is what I think of as the real stuff, the deep work. Understanding ourselves is, I'm not going to say it's the meaning of life. I've never searched for the meaning of life. That seems like a ridiculously huge and upsetting question. But understanding ourselves is the work that I truly believe leads to happier and more fulfilled lives. And if we're talking about getting shit done, I see many friends and clients struggling with things that are harder for them because they don't fully understand themselves. They don't have a good relationship with themselves. And that, of course, has an impact on their ability to be productive. So even if getting shit done is your highest priority, Understanding yourself, your values, your brain type, thinking about your relationship with yourself, how you treat yourself, how you love yourself. All of that is going to make it a hell of a lot easier to get shit done because all the bullshit that I am constantly trying to punish is all about the stories we carry around in our heads. And that stuff really gets in the way of our ability to do things. It certainly gets in the way of our ability to reach our full potential. And if we draw back a little bit and think about why we're getting shit done, I know we've talked a couple of times this season about our why, but I would hope that one of our whys is so that we can reach our full potential in life. And again, that's a nebulous concept, isn't it? Our full potential. What on earth is that? But we know we won't reach it if we have loads of absolute nonsense in our brains getting in the way. And the more stressed and overwhelmed we are, the louder the nonsense becomes. So, to me, understanding ourselves and having a good relationship with ourselves and making progress and getting shit done are all really the same. So, season three, if you haven't already, or if you need a reminder, because there is more to life than the list. And yes, it's important to do the work and understand ourselves, but there's also more to life in the sense of there's just the glimmers, the moments, the wonderful things that bring us joy. Our values, are we getting enough of what we value? Those questions are so important. And recognizing and taking the time to enjoy the glimmers is so important. If you haven't heard of glimmers, I believe they're the opposite of triggers. So they're things that bring joy and happiness and calm and all the good things into our life. So it could be a cup of tea in the sunshine or a walk with the dog or whatever it is that just gives you that moment. Those are the things that actually life is made of. And they're often the things that we overlook, ignore, or rush through because we're trying to get shit done. And we all do it. I do it. But I have a suspicion that those are the things that we're going to remember. If you think back over even just the last year, certainly the last 5 years, 10 years, your whole life, but even just the last year, what are the things you remember? I bet it's not meeting that deadline, getting that project done, getting that thing finished. I bet it's the moments that brought you joy. And yes, in order to have those moments, we do need to do a lot of stuff. You can't have that gorgeous moment on holiday if you haven't planned the holiday. You can't have that wonderful moment when everything came together in your business if you haven't put the graft in. But are we taking the time to enjoy those moments when we finally have them? Or are we so entrenched in the list, we're just thinking, okay, what's next on the list? And we've forgotten why we're doing the list in the first place. So, our mindset block alert for this episode is, of course, that we don't have time. We don't have time to enjoy the glimmers. We certainly don't have time to chase after what we value. We definitely don't have the time to delve into our relationship with ourselves because we're so busy trying to get through this list. I'm going to say that really annoying coaching thing, which is you don't have the time not to. Life is not long, although some days feel like 15 years. Life is not long. Do you really have the time to ignore the things that bring you joy? If we are lucky enough, I know I've said this before, but if we are lucky enough to end up in the old folks' home, or whatever that looks like, because I don't know if our generation is going to be the same as my grandparents' generation, but if we're lucky enough to end up in the old folks' home or wherever it is, we're old and knackered and we can't really do much. What is it we're going to remember? What is it that's going to seem like it was important? I swear to God, it's not going to be getting through the list. I am sure it is going to be a treasure chest of memories, the amazing things, the huge things, and all the tiny little things. And when we get to a point, or if we're at a point now where we can't do some of the things we used to be able to do or we wish we could do, what are the things we're going to miss? If I lose the ability to take my dog for a walk, I'm going to miss that way more than losing the ability to get a load of tasks done. I know that for a fact. So let's focus on enjoying and being grateful for the things we can do now. And let's really make the most of those as often as we can, because there really is more to life than the list. And it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that because we feel like we don't have time. We feel like there's things we have to do. We, of course, have to earn money. We have to be able to pay for our lives. So we can feel trapped in this cycle of doing. And I fully understand that. What I'd like you to consider is that what we're actually chasing is control. If we can keep on top of the to-do list, if we can just get that thing done that means that that client is happy, that means they pay their invoice, then we're still in control. Of course, none of us wants to be in financial difficulties or upsetting our clients or fucking stuff up. Of course we don't. But I feel as though one major part of that is really trying to stay in control. And that trying to stay in control, I think, is probably hurting us quite a bit. Now, being able to surrender control and just all those phrases, go with the flow, trust the process, accept what is, surrender to the universe. Yeah, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I don't know if I ever will. It sounds disgusting to me. It's all revolting. I do think there is something in it. So I am not here to tell you how to do that. I'm just asking you to consider it because chasing control every day is one of the things that I feel is truly exhausting us. So when I say there's more to life, there's absolutely more to life than trying to desperately stay in control. I think of it as riding a unicycle. I'm desperately trying to stay on top of the unicycle and balance and stay on top of everything, and I'm pedaling hard. Maybe I could just put the bloody unicycle down. Why am I riding a unicycle? So it's something to think about. Because again, I suspect, I don't know because I'm not there, but I suspect that if we're lucky enough to reach old age, that desire for control is going to seem less important than it does now. So, having done all of this amazing work on getting stuff done, and I hope it was helpful because I want you to get your stuff done. I want you to get done the things that are going to help you towards your why. I want you to succeed. I want you to have the most amazing life and business, and I want you to be able to do the things that really matter to you. So, I hope everything we've talked about this season has helped you to get there and to do that. And I'm not here to undo everything I've said. But it's really important, isn't it, at the end of every bit of wisdom about productivity to remember that getting shit done is not the be all and end all. And let's also remember, and this is a hard one sometimes, when we get to the end, whatever the end looks like, and we don't know when the end's going to be, but let's not get totally morbid. But when we get to the end, there will be no medal, there will be no prize, there will be no round of applause for having got all the shit done. And I don't know if we truly understand that. I think part of us thinks there's going to be some kind of winning trophy. We're going to be on the top step. She got everything done. He got through his to-do list. They smashed out everything they wanted to do. I don't think so. I don't think anyone's going to care. I don't think anyone is going to give a damn whether we got everything done or not. It's certainly not going to be what we're remembered for, is it? We're not going to be remembered as the person who got all the shit done. Or if we are, it's a bit bloody sad. Is that the legacy you're after? I hope not. It's definitely not the legacy I'm after. So there are no prizes for getting everything done. And I think that the glimmers and the amazing moments and the things that we hurry through to get to the next task are actually the prizes. I feel like the only prizes we get are standing watching the sunset, toasting marshmallows over a fire with our kids, as if I've ever done that, but it sounds nice, right? Maybe that's something I need to do this autumn because it just popped into my head. Watching our plants grow, enjoying our kids, enjoying our family, having a cup of tea in the early morning, listening to the bird song. I have a suspicion that those are the only prizes, and if we don't take time to enjoy them, we will have missed every prize that we have created for ourselves or that the universe has provided. And that would be a damn shame, because I know all of us really deserve some prizes. We all deserve an absolute medal for everything we're getting through on a daily basis. So, how about we take the time to enjoy every prize as it is presented to us, and then we can go back to doing all the stuff that we want to do? How does that sound? Because I'm pretty sure that recognizing the prizes as they come and enjoying the glimmers and working to understand ourselves so we can create even more of it in our lives is the way to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of life. So let's go do it. Speak to you next time.
Thank you so much for listening. Did you know that my first book is now available to purchase online? Check out the show notes for details of how to get your hands on a copy. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could leave me a review, and don't forget to subscribe so you know when new episodes are up. If you would like to work with me one-to-one or follow more of my content, you can find out how in the show notes. See you next time.